Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
This is certainly a joyful time for me and for our administrator, Dan Verity, who really, if it weren't for Dan, our BOOMER EXPO would be flat on its you-know-what, because he takes such good care of everything. So welcome to our show, Dan.
Thanks. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Well,
nice to get out of the office for a little bit.
Well, you also are such a big part of our Silver Dollar 21st BOOMER EXPO extravaganza, and we had so much fun, didn't we?
Oh my gosh. I was just saying that this was, I think this was our best show yet.
Well,
it definitely was,
yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, well, we had big crowds.
Yeah.
And we had great exhibitors, and we had fantastic entertainment. And
yes.
The day was, I was worried it was going to be too cold or rainy, and it didn't.
No, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
So I think what would be really nice is for us to applaud our two major sponsors, because without them, it would not be a free event. So let's give a nice round of applause to Clear Captions and to the Apple Insurance, which is also part of the Florida Blue.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
outstanding.
They are wonderful. But you know, when you think of it, Dan, everybody comes. They start, the exhibitors come in at 8 o'clock sometimes, and we don't open until 10, but they work very hard to make their booths beautiful and to have everything for the attendees, don't they? And
it shows. It really does. Apple just did another outstanding job with their booth placement, and it was well staffed. They had all kinds of neat little goodies to give away, and you know, the crowd really appreciates that. Clear Captions, of course, had mountains of candy and all kinds of goodies to give away, and there was a lot of activity at both booths and of course all the others. So it was a wonderful day.
The most important thing, let's go back to Clear Captions, is because what they really give away free, and I'm still amazed.
Right.
Thank goodness for the government, because the government, I'm sure they work with them. But people who cannot hear on the phone, they really become kind of ghosts. They don't want to talk to anybody, but here, a Clear Caption, and for those of you who don't know, it's a free phone, and it actually says whatever the person is saying, it shows in writing.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary thing. So please, everyone, remember Clear Captions. If you're having any hearing difficulty, if you're the boomer and you can't hear your parents, please go and call them. Clear Captions. It's
absolutely.
You can find them on the web.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of them, as we are, of course, of Apple. Apple has all sorts of insurance. But we always open up with 007. What do you think about 007?
You know, he has become such a big help to me. If you folks don't know, I'm in charge of the volunteers and just basically sort of behind the scenes making sure that everything's running smoothly. Well, 007 is such a huge help to me. He makes sure that people come in calmly and orderly into the front doors, and he shows them the way to the registration tables, and so he does a lot more than just be James Bond. And of course, he helps you out.
Oh yes,
up on the stage with the prizes,
but he's so happy to do this.
Oh gosh,
yeah. He is a wonderful guy, and we love having him. And of course, I don't want to. We'll talk about the entertainment later, but I don't want to forget the volunteers. You told me about them in a way, but you might want to single them out in a way, and you know their names, and they're amazing.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't know what I would do without them. Our fabulous four, I call them, is two couples that work at our registration table up front. June Dressler and her husband David Polanski. And then we also have Alice Dressler and her husband Jay Orlow. Fabulous two couples. They're the women are twin sisters, fraternal twins, are identical twins, and they live in Hollywood. And twice a year they come up, and they actually call me ahead of time and say, "Don't forget us. We're coming to the expo. We want to work for you." So it's just an absolute delight to have them. And then, of course,
it's a mob scene, so they have to really know what they're doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, when 100 people come through that door all at once, and they have a million questions, and then of course now we're doing the armbands, so that takes a little bit of time to do. But they snap to it, and they know exactly what to do, and it's wonderful to have them. I couldn't do my job and all the other things that I have to do without really good volunteers. Of course, I have to mention Susan Setti, helped out tremendously at the front table too. We also had Donna Weber, who's a wonderful part of our crew now.
She helps us with most all our
everything,
activities.
the Cure Symposiums. I mean, Donna is always willing to pitch in and help out wherever we need it, and we always appreciate our volunteers. Linda Sauget, one of our dear, sweet friends and columnist at Boomer Times, and Linda Sauget helps out, and you know who else is Jeff Pasternak. Can't forget Jeff. Jeff is the guy with the big red hat, and he directs traffic out in the back, and he makes sure that all the exhibitors unload their cars properly and get everything loaded into the facility.
And Laura Belgrave is on Facebook.
Hi, Laura.
She's saying all nice things about you.
How the heck are ya?
Right. But you're right. We do have people who just love to be there, and these are professionals. They have their own businesses.
Yeah.
But they do come and they support it. And I think what happens, I think it happens to you and it happens to me, when we look over what's going on and we see the exhibitors so busy and they love what their products and services are, and then all the interested attendees who are kind, we usually don't have any disruption. We don't have disruption.
No.
People are pretty nice, and they do what they can do. They go have lunch sometimes, they leave, go have lunch, they come back. Because I think what we do with the silver dollars is a nice perk for them as compared to there are a lot of expos, we know, little expos, and then they give out food, they give out things, but here people are really walking away with either important prizes or money.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's an abundance of prizes. I think, gosh, dozens and dozens
Well,
and
there are
dozens
50
of
prizes, but you know the other nice thing is how we celebrate the vets.
Yeah. Yes, that's a big part of it.
And you're a part of this because they call you, don't they, to give you their names and all.
They pre-register, which does a couple things. That enables, the reason we ask them to pre-register is, number one, we like to get their name on what we call the honor board. And before every expo, I bring that list down to our local FedEx office and I have them print up this really pretty board with all the veterans' names followed by the branch of service, and that's another way that we like to honor them. And you know, they really look forward to that. They all go up and they look for their name. Oh, sure.
You're there seeing. I
they
don't see
take pictures in front of the honor board.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, we have even renewed several friendships through, somebody comes in and they see a name that they think they remember from years and years ago, and then it gets to me, and then they'll ask me, how do I get in touch with this person? So then I'll get in touch with that person and say, is it okay if I give your information to so-and-so?
I didn't know you do this.
Oh,
You're a
yeah.
sneaky guy here.
Well, you know what? Almost every show I have some veteran come up to me and say, hey, I wonder if this is the Charlie Hayes that I was in the service with. I'm wondering. I heard he moved to Florida, but we lost track. Sure enough.
Dan, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we're
That's
kind of
so
like
nice.
a reunion service
Right.
too. One of the side benefits of our honor board. Also, we do it so that we can keep in touch with you in case there's changes to the schedule or what have you. We keep in touch with you by email. We also ask for pre-registration because it helps out at the front too. That's one less thing that you need to do as a guest when you come in. You just quickly check in. We give you your bracelet, send you off to get your silver dollar, and you're all set.
Oh, that's right, because every veteran
Excuse
does get a silver dollar.
Yeah.
It's not a
Every
lot,
vet.
but it's a token, and I'll
They
bet
appreciate
they
it.
do not spend it. I bet they put it
Nope.
away.
Nope.
That's what they do because it's
Yeah.
important. And then what about the trip that we have that wonderful honor? It's the honor
Flight.
flight.
Yeah, and I have to thank them too because they help out tremendously. They are the ones that hand out the silver dollars for us, which we really appreciate. And they always have a booth right up front. But the honor flight is a really, really important thing. Excuse me. And they, what they do is they provide information to veterans who are interested in taking a free honor flight from, I wish I knew more about this, but from to see the
oh yes, to
the
see
War Memorial in
yes,
Washington, D.C.
Yes, the World War II War Memorial, and they fly them up free,
Yeah.
and take care of them, and then fly them back, and
Yeah.
I think with their spouse.
Yes.
Don't they?
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
I mean, that is, I don't know who started that, but I think that is a great
An
thing.
amazing thing.
Yeah.
And so we're very lucky to have them as part of our expos. And in fact, they enjoy coming, and
Yes.
they love helping out because they get a lot of response at our
Well,
expos.
I think why we started this, Dan, was because we really saw a need. My husband, of course, was a veteran, and no one ever really does much for the veterans. Now maybe
Right.
they get them to stand, but no, I don't know any other event which celebrates the veterans.
Right.
And wasn't it an important thing for us to do that? It's turned out to be, we're all proud of that.
It has. And and a lot of our veterans that are repeat customers, they come back time after time. Of course, we hold 2 of these a year, January and July. And they come back time
And we're having
time
younger
and time
ones
again.
now come
The
too.
younger ones, from the
Afghanistan and the
yeah.
the
Iraq
other wars.
and
That's
Desert
right.
Storm. And,
Yep.
Yeah. I noticed, I don't know why, but I noticed an uptick in women soldiers
Yes, we
pre-registering
do.
this time,
yes.
which was exciting to see. I'm so happy for that. So, it's an all-inclusive thing. And, that color guard ceremony always brings a tear to my
Yes,
eye.
I think
Always,
for all of
always,
us.
always, always. And I tell you, that's just so, what a wonderful thing. And to have those young men from the local junior ROTC and
Yeah, it is.
How-
But then after they do that, then the music.
the music.
We
Bev
have,
Pastor.
we have to thank them for playing each one of the military
Yep.
songs, right? I mean, that's not to be believed. It is just so beautiful, and then they get to sing. They'll say, how many in the Army? And then they sing the Army song. Then how many in the Navy?
Yeah.
They sing that, and
Yeah.
it really makes a big difference. And I know I can hardly hold back tears when I'm listening to the
Yeah.
music too.
Yeah, everybody. We're talking about Bev Pester and Jim Hardiman. Their band, who has been with us for years, is called Mixed Company Duo, and they're available for hire.
Yeah.
But they also do just an amazing job for us at the Expo.
Yeah,
they really
well,
do.
and then talking about them, and I think maybe we could talk about this now, even though I do want to get together, talk about the exhibitors, but I don't want to lose the time to tell everyone what we did this time, which is a little bit different.
Yeah.
We did have the Boomer Boys, these very sexy guys who actually work at Le Bear Club, but with us, they keep their pants on. They just go from the chest up as bare, but they are so sweet and so nice, and
Wonderful.
they dance with everyone. They were doing the Congo.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I mean, that really
Just
takes
wonderful.
the house down. But before them, we had the Broadway Ziegfeld Entertainers. Now,
Mhm.
when they asked for 24 chairs and all the tables for the back, I thought, what are they doing? Well, they have all these costumes and all these hat, the feathers and all that they need.
Amazing.
And they really are, they are real. These are people who were in the Broadway shows,
Yeah.
and they told me that every Wednesday they get together and they perform. They rehearse so that they can perform for people like us. And people were just startled by the beauty.
Yeah, this is a serious thing. I mean, it's funny. I heard a knock at the door, the overhead door. I was sitting back there eating my lunch. I forget the gentleman's name, but he was one of the performers, and he wanted to get in. And he said he was one of the Ziegfeld entertainers, and I looked at my watch and I said, well, okay, you're welcome to come in, but it's kind of early. Oh no, we need this time to get set up. I was amazed. And then they started coming in one after the other with the costumes and the makeup and the hair, and this was big stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They used every square inch of that space back there to get ready.
They were very serious. In fact, they wanted wanted to know if we could turn the lights down a little bit so that they look better. I said, "You look great."
Oh my gosh.
But
they look
so
fantastic.
that was then we had them perform. They do 2 or 3 minutes of performance, and then we waited about half an hour. So they came again, and then we did it again. So they will be back next year along with the Boomer Boys. But we're turning this event into a lot more entertainment. And I have some new ideas. I'm going to talk to Dan because we get our heads together to think what else we can do that makes it just a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
But let's talk, Dan, about the exhibitors because when you think of it, these people come, many of them, they come early, 8 o'clock to get set up, and they don't leave till 4 o'clock. And
it's a long day. Can be a long day.
Yeah, it can, but they're so happy. And of course, they get prizes too. We always include them. But there's so many of them that I can't talk about all of them, I guess. I don't know. I don't think we have time to do it, but we can talk about some of the ones. Oh, I want to talk about the advanced cardiovascular diagnostics.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah. This was something we did new. They asked us if they could bring one of their medical buses. I'm sure you folks have seen these, the big red bus. Broward Health has them. They travel all over South Florida, and they offer free or reduced cost testing, cardio, blood testing, whatever. Well, they asked us if they could bring a bus to our event, and of course they did. And it was an overwhelming success. It was wonderful.
They said they've never had so many people come and get tested.
I was so happy to hear that. That's
because
wonderful.
This is for people who may have heart problems. I mean, this is serious stuff.
Sure. And may not even know it. And so they got this opportunity to find out things that are very, very important to their health. So
really free.
It was.
I mean, it was wonderful. And they're already signing up for next year.
I know.
So I mean, I'm really thrilled about that. So maybe we're going to look for some other buses now too.
Sure.
We talked about having maybe a little bus out there.
A little
we
bus
want to bring
caravan.
it back into the thing. But I thought that was a very unusual opportunity that we had. And then of course we talked about our sponsors. But and I do want to thank the Lunatics because the reason everything is so beautiful is because they spend time blowing up all these balloons and I mean it's so festive, isn't it?
It is.
It kills me to leave it home at night and not bring them home with me, but I can't take the balloons, but they're gorgeous.
They are. They're beautiful. And Expo contractors, we got to thank Andy. Andy Raditsky, who just and his crew did an overwhelming
people don't understand
job.
what it's like. Here you have this big empty facility.
Right.
And all of a sudden it turns into this glamorous show. But it took these people, they worked
Army
so
of people.
hard.
Yeah.
Yes, they come in, they actually did this the night before to get ahead of time. But they do everything. And then when we're finished, then they're tearing everything down. And if you need something, they're there to help you. And so I think that everything that we're doing must be working because I'm happy, you're happy, and we have no complaints.
No,
and it's really what we need.
Being our 21st Expo, we have everything down to a science by now. So it's just amazing to see. You can hear that fine-tuned hum in the background, and you know that everything's just running smoothly. Andy's doing what he needs to do, and Balloonatics is doing their job, and the vendors are setting up, and it's wonderful. It's so exciting.
And we now have another date. We might as well tell everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be Tuesday. We like to do it on a Tuesday. It's going to be July the 23rd. Same place and the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything's the same except the date and maybe a few more entertainment options we're thinking about.
And maybe a few more exhibitors. We packed them in, but we could squeeze more in. So if you're interested, you better let us know after you hear this. And let me give you Dan's, let's give you the office number. It's 561-864-1101. And you can always look us up on at BOOMERExpoFL.com. But start talking to Dan as soon as you can because we're... Hey, that rhymes, Dan, as soon as you can. Okay, so let's see what else that really stuck out with us. We have a lot of people... Well, Discover Vacations, we have to talk about them.
Yeah.
If it weren't for them, we would not be giving away all these 3-day, 4-day, 3-night trips.
Cruises to the Bahamas.
I mean, free. And so people witness. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we have to thank them because they give us that, which is really nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We gave away 5 cruises
they did.
this year.
That's right. They were really wonderful. So we always have to give them some, help them. And then, well, let's see. The WIC, they were there showing their things.
Yeah, it was great to have the WIC this time.
Yeah, that was new for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we did have a couple of, we actually had some people who did makeup, which I thought was interesting because people think that as one gets older, they're not interested. And that's not true. Even the men.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So we've had more makeup people. We had jewelry people besides the health and wealth. But I will tell you one thing that happened. Because of the shutdown, the one company that always comes, the security, couldn't come.
The United States Security and
that was
Exchange
interesting,
Commission.
wasn't it?
We missed them.
Yeah.
We really missed them, but they were on furlough, and
so we don't want that to happen next time.
No.
July. Come on, we can't let that happen anymore.
No.
Okay, so what else sticks out for you that
Memorial Healthcare was new for us this time.
Yes.
Very happy they came.
What would they do? They were doing something special too. I think were they doing blood pressure or
blood pressure, yeah.
They were doing
very
that also. And of course, we always have Broward Health North, and then Broward Health Imperial Point, and they, a lot of these people are really working. It's their day to work somewhere else, but here they came, and they were happy, and you saw a lot of smiling faces, and I just think that I can't thank everybody who was there. I mean, we have a whole list of all the exhibitors, and I guess, and then Miss Senior Florida.
Yes. Right.
We hope that women who really think, and it's not a bad thing, if you have any talent at all, it doesn't have to be singing, dancing, it's other kinds of things, you can apply to be Miss Senior Florida, and it's fun. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be a judge again because it's always 007, and it's...
Oh, I didn't know he was there, too.
Yeah,
oh,
well, he
fantastic.
was there last time. They want him there this time. That was very important.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But she's really a wonderful woman who is the executive director, Rose Titus. Yeah, and so, see, that's what I feel good about, that there were a lot of things that were all just diverse. I'll tell you someone else I'm looking at, the vacation properties.
Right.
For less.
They
now,
were new.
Weren't they giving out vacation properties, or am I crazy? They were
I'm
doing
not
something
sure.
weird.
Oh, were they?
Yes. Yes, so they came. They were doing something. They were giving away things, and I don't know what that was. But I'm sure people went there because they had a big crowd all the time, so I had to assume it was good.
Yeah, they sure did. There's always, I keep saying this, one of these expos, I'm going to go around to each one of the tables, because I rarely have the time to do this, and look at all the goodies. They all bring such neat things, little freebie giveaway stuff. And
Colonial, one of our new companies, assisted living, they ran out of everything.
Oh, did they
had
really?
To leave early. They ran out, and they know better now. You can't run out. You have to do what Clear Caption does. They bring huge bags of candy. They never run out.
Yeah.
But it is because people, they kid about everybody coming and wanting this stuff. But that's okay. People do come up. They do see things, and you'd be surprised. I do know from exhibitors that they do get their names. They have little contests and all, and it's a good way to have business.
Oh, absolutely. And you want them to take the freebies because it's got the name on it, and so the impression lasts much longer than just the show. So it's a good thing that they take those things home.
Dan, you were in business before, in your own business years ago. And for you to have thousands of people to walk by, that you have a choice. Maybe some people aren't interested in your product, but like Statewide Windows, they did very well there.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you need windows, you need doors or something, you're going to go, we used to have yellow pages, but now you go on the internet. But if you could stand there and talk to these people, then you know who they are, and you feel better about it.
Yeah, and get a demonstration of the product too. Yeah, it's phenomenal. My gosh, we didn't really have anything like that back in the day, but how wonderful that these exhibitors have that opportunity now.
Yeah, so we hope that people will mark the calendar now for next July 23rd.
July 23rd.
Because we want to do this again. We want to do it again and again and again. And let's see, there were a few other companies. Well, there are a lot of companies, but you know, Prevision has been with us for a long time. It's a unique brain health supplement, and you know, I'll tell you something. I did a symposium, and one of the doctors was an outstanding doctor. He had great credentials. He was New York, the big hospital in New York, and he's down here now. And someone stood up and said, do you think, someone told me about Prevision, do you think that it works? Should I take it? And he said, yes. He said, I've seen some good results. Now, that's very unusual with supplements like this.
Right.
But I just thought that was interesting that he talked about Prevision that way.
That is interesting. I yesterday did a little bit of research on Prevision because I was working on a small project for them, and I found that doctors and medical professionals can get in touch with Quincy Bioscience, who's the company that makes Prevision, and they can order trade kits, which is filled with free samples and whatnot, so that they can give them out to their patients. I thought wow.
We should. Are they giving out samples at our expos? I didn't know that.
I'm not sure.
Well, we need to find out about that because we want people to, they did at one
Yeah.
point, but I don't know if they still are.
Yeah. But if you're a doctor or have some sort of healthcare facility and you're interested in Prevision, give me a call at the office and I'll get you in touch with Quincy Bioscience and we can get that rolling for you.
And the other one before we leave, a new one, was Dignity Memorial, and I'll tell you what was about that. They have this underwater, you know, you take urns and all, it goes underwater with all these fish, and now one of the people working there, he's starting to take scuba lessons because he wants to be able to go down there to show people. I mean,
that's amazing.
And that's why I put the fish on the cover. I was thinking of them.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, because
and this is the Neptune,
yes, Neptune,
right,
yes.
Neptune Memorial Reef.
Exactly.
I listened to that interview you did with
it wasn't amazing.
Brent Pittman.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Well, Dan, I know you love this, and we'll have to have you on another time. We wanted to thank you for taking your time and talking about the 21st Boomer Expo Extravaganza. Everybody will be back again and telling you about all the next stuff we're doing. Voted best Boomer Expo in South Florida, and hopefully you were there. If not, come to the next one.
We'll see you there. Bye.